YouTube? Welcome back. This is Ricky with Shoe Monster Tech, and today we have a very special knife review. This is the Orion Solaris, and this is a prototype knife made by Banter. He's another YouTube knife reviewer if you haven't seen him already, but he's pretty well known, so I will leave his link down in the descriptions. But yes, he designed this knife here, and also this is my very first knife from the Apex Pass Around group, and that is organized by David as well. So pretty cool, right? But before we get into the nitty gritties and all the goodies, you guys go ahead and check out my Instagram page at Shoe Monster Tech. And also, if you guys are interested in maybe getting one of these bad boys, I'll leave my email down in the descriptions, and I'm selling them for like $5, include shipping, help support the channel, right? Cool. All right, so let's get into the specs of this prototype. And yes, I said prototype because the final version won't be released until I believe March. I'll leave the links down in the descriptions. This is the OrionKnives.com, and you'll be able to purchase one, right? Cool. Okay, let's get into the specs. So the opener on this knife is a thumb stud flipper. The lock is the button lock. The overall length on this is 7.84 inches. Blade length is 3.17 inches. Blade width is 1.33 inches. The blade material is the 14C28N steel. Handle length is 4.66 inches. Handle width is 1.69 inches. Handle material, G10, and it does have that titanium pocket clip. The weight on this guy here is 4.8 ounces. So yeah, it's not a light carry. It is above that 3.0 threshold as far as my opinion as a light carry. So yeah, for its size though, I think it's definitely reasonable. It is a right hand, left hand user, so you can take that clip and you can put it on the other side here. Pretty sweet, right? Also, it is a tip up carry. Nice. And this is considered an everyday carry. So there you go. There's the specs. Now, like I said before, this is a prototype knife and it was designed by David from Banter. And the release date is March, I believe. And the price point is going to be around $90. So there you go. It's pretty much almost in that budget knife range. So, which is awesome. And I'm gonna go over the pros and cons a little bit later, and you're gonna see why this is awesome. Okay, so the final version is actually gonna include T8 screws. So any place you see T6s, here, is basically gonna be T8s. So that's a huge thing there. Those T6 screws, I've always seemed to strip those out when I'm just clumsy, I guess, with my knives. So also one other change he's gonna make that flipper, he's just gonna chamfer it just a little bit more. So that's a pretty cool thing, right? Let's do some size comparisons. Flip it out there. Let's get the Griptilian out by Benchmade, and let's get the mini grip. So yeah, it's almost the same length as the Griptilian, I think. Pretty damn close. Obviously, yes, it is bigger than the mini grip. So let's get these guys out of here. And let's compare the Rat 1. Rat 1 is definitely bigger in size. And then you got your Rat 2. So yeah, it's in between those as far as size goes and length goes. So let's get these out of here. We'll do one more size comparison. We'll bust out the Para 3. So it is definitely larger than your Para 3. I don't have the Para 2 on me, so I can't compare that. But what I can do is grab my hefty Sharpie here, and let's see, there you go. And let's get this bad boy closed up. Goof, the action on here is insane. Look at that. Yeah, so Sharpie stands a little bit taller than the knife when it's in the closed position. All right, so that's that. All right, let's get into the pros and the cons. And remember, this is a prototype, and the final version will be tweaked a little bit, like I mentioned before. So the only con I've got with this, honestly, is gonna be your T6 screws, but that's gonna be changed, right? So that's not gonna be an issue whatsoever anymore. Honestly, guys, that's the only con I could really do on this knife. Of course, you guys like you know, you guys heard me say jimping, I love jimping. But what's funny about this knife, it's got this little ramp up right here, and you don't really need that jimping because I've got a really good purchase on this knife. I don't feel like it's gonna slip out. The G10 is very grippy, so I'm pretty excited about that. Okay, what else do we have? Pros, tons of pros about this knife. Is the biggest pro, I think, is the action. The action on this knife is very, extremely smooth. Super, super fidget friendly. No doubt about it. Another, well, the deployment, you got two different deployments. You got your thumb stud, which I tend to use more on this knife, and you also have your flipper. Bam. So there you go. All right, forward finger choil. That's my next pro. I love a forward finger choil, just that forward grip. You can really choke up on this knife if you need to, and I think that's how it's meant to be used, right? You can hold it like this, but I feel like I don't have enough leverage when I hold it like this. So when I grip it and I put my finger right there, I don't feel like it's gonna slip or bite me or anything like that, and I feel like I got a really, really good grip on this. So as far as jimping goes, I love my jimping, but I don't really think it's necessary on this knife. So there you go. Ergos on this, obviously, amazing. I think you could be cutting and cutting and cutting with this knife, and you're just not gonna get, you know, tired out as quickly as other knives. The pocket clip, I like this pocket clip. I was a little bit worried when I first saw it. I was thinking that it was gonna be snagging my pants when I'm throwing it in my pocket, and it doesn't. It actually slides in and stays in, and it slides right on out very easily. So yeah, I'm gonna have to say that's a pro. Of course, it's a right hand and left hand user. There's another pro. And the looks. I think this is another huge pro. The looks on this knife is very simple. Very simple. There you go. That's all there is to it. This is a very, very good looking knife. I love simple knives. I don't like all the crazy designs, and you know, some people do, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you know, for me, I just like simple things. The back spacer and the accent around the pivot here, it just makes it look very slick. So just nothing but pros on this knife. I just can't help it. I mean, I first got this knife, I was kind of, oh, see, it's a prototype. I've never reviewed a prototype. You know, there's gonna be probably some cons with it, but I mean, this thing is amazing. So I will be purchasing one of these very, very soon. I will be getting on to the www.orionknives.com, and I'm gonna be getting me one of these, especially for the price point. I mean, it's just a no-brainer. Really, it is a no-brainer. So there you guys go. That's the Orion Solaris for you. I will leave the link down in the descriptions. You guys feel free to subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more. And for you guys that have subscribed, thank you so much. Very, very awesome. And of course, hit that like button down there. All right, well, that's it, guys. I appreciate you watching. You guys have a good day. Bye.